Hi, everyone. And it's an honour to be at this DICE accredited event. I thought I was being interviewed. So I guess I'll just talk about DICE and give you a bit of background in the next 3 minutes. So as you just heard, DICE stands for Diversity and Inclusion at Conferences and Events. And it's a really powerful global entity and a process of certification that very simply helps events organisers curate events that are representative of modern society. And this is across every single industry, not just advertising, not just communication. It covers STEM, it covers academia, because when we first created DICE about 2 years ago, I'd call it a crisis. We were facing a crisis in thought leadership because so much of it was dominated by white, middle class, straight, male voices. In events terms, we call that a manel, an all-male panel or an all-male lineup. And the reality is there are so many other voices that can add value. All we have to do is share the stage. And we know that, and there's substantial proof that more diverse thinking results in better innovation. So around 2 years ago, that's when myself and my DICE co-founders, James, Nikki, and Seb, and Faisal, decided that it was an urgent thing that we had to address. So just to give you a bit of context, DICE is a charter that's based on the 2010 Equality Act. So obviously the diversity space is a very emotional space, it's very passionate, and so what we wanted to do was remove the emotion from it and create a piece of documentation that's based on law and fact and can't really be argued with. So it's based on the Equality Act, which has 9 protected characteristics, which are the various different ways in which it's illegal to actively discriminate against people. So that includes gender, race, disability, age. We even included class in there. And the Charter sets out all the different ways that events organisers should adhere to that best practice, covering their lineup, covering their marketing, and covering their content. It's a score out of 100, and I believe that Nudgestock scored an amazing 70% for this event. Sometimes people say it's just events, does it really matter? But in reality, what we always say at DICE is if you look on a stage and you don't see someone who thinks like you or looks like you or has the same lived experiences as you, then why would you believe that you belong in your industry? And so that's why we're dedicated to making stages across every single category fair and representative.
Amy, thanks so much. I think we're all having a bit of lessons on tap dancing this morning. You did a fantastic job behind the scenes. We've been trying to get the cameras reset up, so a huge thank you for that, and sorry to be putting you under that position. Quick question, just as we do have a bit of time for conversation, love to find sort of what's been the central challenge that you've had in getting DICE absorbed and out into the world?
I think the biggest challenge is that people don't want to change. It's actually really hard to get people to change the way they work, particularly within the events industry, which is, highly reliant on sponsors, making money, getting people to buy tickets, etc. And so many events organisers have their own networks. They know what names sell tickets, and to get them to change their processes and to extend their networks is actually, they have to change their process. They have to change the way they work. And particularly over the last year, where we all had to pivot to digital very quickly, it's not the easiest thing.
Well, we're so grateful for you developing this initiative and that we're able to be accredited for this year's Nudgestock. So huge thanks to yourself, Amy, and to the DICE team. And again, apologies for the mix-up at the beginning.